Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is a video showcasing an inverted log splitter attachment that I had fabricated and built here in our little garage. It's painted orange to match the paint on the skid steer, which is a tracked Kubota model. The boom on this inverted splitter is 7 foot in length. The cylinder has a 2-inch diameter shaft, and the stroke on it, I believe, is 30. I think it's 30 inches, if I'm not mistaken. The beam itself is 1/2 inch wall. So this is 1/2 inch across the top. Across the top is 6 inches. And the height, I believe, is 7. It is 7. What I did on the bottom here, you can kind of see a seam. This is the original. This is another 1/2 inch piece of steel that I drilled, I think, about 8 holes in it and plug welded it. And I also welded the seam. I did this just to give it more rigidity. So it's 1-inch material down here on the bottom. Top is 1/2 inch. All right. The blade is made of AR 400 material and is 12.5 inches in length from the bottom of the beam down. It is 1 inch thick, and what is that, 8? I think we did it 8 inches. The bevel, I beveled it back 1 inch and 3/4, 1.5 inches. Got a nice tapered edge on it. This angle, which here you can kind of get an idea. The angle itself was 1/4 inch thick material. And this from here to here is 2 inches. What the idea with that is, as your ram's pushing down through here, it'll split it here, push it in, and once it hits this, it'll deflect it and pop it. All right. This section from here all the way up to the top flush of this, you're looking right here. This is all AR minus the angle. And what that AR material, it's hard and it's higher in carbon. It gives it a little bit more rigidity. It should hold an edge a little bit better. It's just a stiffer steel. And then on top, we welded a lifting lug to move it around. You know, you need to put a sling through there to throw it on a truck, or if you would need to pick something up with it, this thing's plenty heavy enough to do it. Cylinder, we already went over. The slide, we did not want metal on metal. So this under here is black plastic. This is a 1-inch spacer to, match the 1-inch wall thickness. And then this is a 1/2 inch. And I believe this was 1 inch. But actually this was 3/4 inch, 1 inch. And then this guy is 1 inch as well, which this ram, we wanted a big push face on there. So that's what we did. It's all clamped together with grade 8 bolts. To help with this thing torquing and rocking a little bit under load, I put this stabilizer piece on, and then these shoes. So the only metal on metal part are these shoes. And I did actually, you can see up there, that black, that's grease to help it slide, but the brunt of all the force should be right here. These shoes on top, I painted the top black, and I painted the shoes orange. So as you're sitting in the cab, you can gauge, your depth or where you're at your stroke. All right. The doghouse, or this box, houses a cylinder, so it keeps it from harm. All your cylinder, your hoses and everything are in there. The back of it towards the mount is hinged. So you take these nuts off, knock them bolts out, while you have this up on the skid steer, and this door, doghouse door on the bottom here will swing and it'll hinge from back there, and this will drop out. That way you can access your cylinder then if you need to service it. It's pinned up here. The pin itself is 1.5 inch round stock. Welded a T-handle on the other end. Kicked out the doghouse here to accommodate the hoses, which we covered them. Keep them tucked away up through here. Added these sections of box tubing to help lift it on both sides. We have an anti-skid material on the top there, so it's not just a slick surface. The quick mount the customer did bring to me was all banged up, but we've straightened it. This was 1/4 inch material. This was 3/16 to help gusset it. This was 1 inch material, and these were 1 inch material. And you can see the pin goes through there from the back, for the back of the cylinder to mount. But it's very stable with everything gusseted like that. You know, you got 7 feet out here at the end of the boom, torquing on this left to right. It adds a lot of force, you know, and you don't want that tearing apart. So on the back here, after I plated the face of it with 1/4 inch material, I added this section and I added this section, and I used this box tubing to do that, which is almost, well, that tape might be a little bit worn out. Just about 1/2 inch. It is 1/2 inch material. Did I look at that right? I'm lying to you. It's 3/8. Sorry, 3/8 material. So those are stiff here and here. And I also added this 1/2 inch plate across there, since the beam ties in there, and it helped just make it a little bit more rigid. So all in all, that's what we're looking at. Wear points on this will be those nylon pads. This top one is 1/2 inch. This is 1 inch. And the black one, you know, just for my records, is, what is that? 1/4? Yeah, about 1/4 inch. I'm lying to you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. The black one's 5/16, 1 inch, and 1/2 on the top. So if I ever need to rebuild them or replace them, now I know. Greased up underneath there. Pin comes out, or pin goes in there. That's a T-handle pin. This is the hinge for that door. You can see the cylinders in there, tucked out of harm's way. All the gusseting turned out really well. Excited to see it work. So, don't have a big shop here, but if we would need to make another one of these, I have something I can pull the measurements from and could do it a lot quicker the next time around, like anything else. So thanks for checking it out. I'm gonna do customers coming for it tomorrow. Let him use it a little bit, and then I plan on getting some footage of it actually in service and working. So stay tuned and give us a like and follow if you're entertained by this stuff. It was a real fun and challenging build, as far as, you know, working some of the mechanical stuff out of how things need to move and where they need to move. So thanks for checking us out. But this is the inverted log splitter.